Yeah, like really short statement. Obviously, it's my last year of playing footy. I feel like at this point in my career, I feel like I'm glad someone's not dead.
Yeah. There's little signs happening everywhere.
Yeah.
All these little signs. It's time.
Perfect. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, this is my last year of playing footy. I feel really fortunate that I've been able to come this far in my career and play for two really great clubs and have a lot of success at one. And I'm eternally grateful for that. That I've been able to experience the highs and lows of footy and be a part of two really unique groups of people and players, and two clubs that have been really good for me in different respects. I finished my career at Geelong with a lot of success, and I was pretty worn out and tired, and I came here, and the Essendon Footy Club sort of reignited my passion for the game, and that was directly related to Woosha and the guys around, and most importantly the players that I played with last year and this year. That's the real strength of every football club, is the guys you play with and the guys you work with, and this club has certainly put me in a much better place finishing my career now, and I feel really, really grateful for that. So thank you to everyone I've played with over the last few years of my whole career, and everyone who's coached me, and I'm sure sometimes I was easy to coach and sometimes I wasn't so easy to coach. So yeah, thank you to everyone.
You always know this was going to be the last year, James, or given from the outside appears the form and the body's held up pretty well. Do you think about going on?
Yeah, I thought about it from time to time. I was probably 50-50, and I think the club was probably 50-50 as well. Where I got to was I really felt it wasn't the best thing for the club for me to keep playing. I'm sure I could have, and we genuinely got there mutually. I felt like if the club wanted me to and needed me to play, I certainly could. But at the end of the day, if I finish my career with 330 games or 310, that does nothing for the footy club. So the best thing is just to finish now and sort of hand it over to other guys who need the opportunity to play and be good players.
Mindful, James, you've got a lot to play for this year. Do you feel there's a bit of a generational shift that's going on with the likes of, I guess, younger midfielders who want to help bring those guys on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I joke about not being able to go to Mitre 10 and buy 10 years, but it's one thing that certainly this year we've still got some work to do, and we can play finals. And whether you play finals at any level, under 18s, VFL or AFL, it's invaluable experience. And this group's got the opportunity to do that. We've still got a lot of young guys in the group that early in their careers can taste what finals footy's like, and that certainly sets you up, and that can set the tone of your whole pre-season, how to train when you know the standard that you've got to get to, whether you're around the mark or you make your first final and you're miles off. That sets a benchmark that can flow through your whole pre-season and your attitude for the season. So that's certainly the challenge for this group over the next couple of weeks, and we're doing everything we can to get there.
What achievement are you most proud of?
Well, I came here wanting to help. The club obviously was in an uncomfortable position, and I felt like I was at a stage where I could help. And I came here not sure whether I'd actually be able to, whether my body would hold up, or whether I still had it in me to be able to drive myself and help drive people around me. And I guess I feel like sitting here now, I've been able to do that, whether that's small things with individual players or across the whole group. That's for other people to answer, but I feel comfortable that I've been able to help.
How glad are you that you took the chance and took the call?
Yeah, I'm really glad. It's funny, when I finally made the call, I spoke to Woosha on the phone and sort of said verbally, yeah, like I'm happy to give it a go. And I was a little bit unsure. It was sort of a bit of a wait and see, and pretty quickly into that, I was really happy I'd come back to footy, and being around, the likes of Zach Merritt and Joe Danaher and Razio Fantasia and Darcy Parish and guys like that who would just love their footy and doing everything they can to be good players. That really rubbed off on me as well, and that's what sort of got the fire going again for me to put the work into myself so I could play and do the work that was needed with them.
When you got shared off the home game in Geelong and in the rooms afterwards, did you ever think that what could have you
Oh, I would have called you a liar, but I was pretty done when I finished at Geelong, and no one expected me to sort of end up here or what happened to happen. So, like I said before, I just feel really grateful that I had the opportunity to come back and play for a good club with some really great people.
You mentioned before at times you were difficult to coach. Why do you say
that? Well, early in my career, I started pretty well, and then, if I'm being really honest, I probably got a bit ahead of myself. I thought that I'd had a good sort of first couple of years, and then I was just going to flow on from there and be a gun and a great player. And I sort of forgotten what work needed to go in to be a good player, and sort of football bit me in the bum a bit. And I had those conversations with senior players at the time, and with Bomber, and Bomber always said to me that you have to respect the game and respect what's needed and what you have to put in to be good at it. And that's something that's sort of rung in my ears for the rest of my career, and still today I invest a lot of time in my body and my lifestyle to make sure I can do what I want to do. So those times I certainly was hard to coach, because I'm sure everyone can see that unfolding, and I do have strong opinions on how the game should be played, and sometimes that's probably come across at the wrong times, but that's all about the balance of the game.
There's not many left from the 2001 draft. What's been the secret of your longevity?
I've invested a lot of time in my body, and I've really made a focus of having a good balance in my life. Football's all-consuming, and I was listening to Job talk about it last week, and it sort of needs to be like that, but I've always felt it's really important to give yourself a break from footy, so you can come home and it can really get on top of you quickly if you're coming home thinking about it constantly. So you certainly got to have things away from footy that take your mind off it, whatever that may be. It's up to the individual, but I've invested a lot of time in my body and a lot of time in my mind to make sure I'm fresh to do the work I need to do.
What's next, James? You had that job at the AFL. Will you coach, or what will you do?
Yeah, I will coach. Hopefully I can get a job somewhere. But I spoke to the AFL, and I'm not going to head back there. That was a job in footy operations, but part of my journey of the last couple of years has been that I feel like that's something I really want to do and need to do, and I feel like I can add some value. So I'll be looking to head down the coaching path wherever that is.
Which obviously selfless from a timing perspective. What were your thoughts with respect to this decision, in particular the timing and whether you should play on?
Yeah, well, excuse me. It was getting to that point where more so James needed to know if he wanted to pursue a coaching career or opportunities. He could start to look for that now rather than waiting till post-season for maybe us to say yes or no, because as he said, he feels physically and mentally able to play on again. If required, he would get himself up. But we felt for where we're at, we've got some good young talent that are looking for opportunities to come in and be part of playing senior footy now. So that's the decision that we made on that. So it was really just talking to James about, okay, we're going to make a decision now. So we spoke about it on Monday and decided this is the way we would go.
What sort of legacy does he leave?
Yeah, well, who asked the question about why is he hard to coach? I've got a different answer. It goes a lot longer than that. But no, he's added, obviously coming in to a totally new environment last year for both Cal and for us. And we had to work things out on the run a little bit, but it was great fun doing it, trying to make sure that last year was that we were going to have some success last year in a lot of different ways other than just thinking how many games we were going to win, and Cal played a massive role in that. And you can see that I think he hadn't made a decision to pursue the coaching path when he retired the first time from Geelong, but his excitement about working with those young players he talked about and feeling, probably seeing how much they were trying to learn from him is really excited him about what he can add to the game in the future as a coach. So he added that while he's been here. The time he has spent with our younger learning players has been invaluable.
Guess how his question is, he 10 years coach?
Yeah, he hasn't asked that question yet. So that's I can't give him that answer yet. we'll explore, what the future looks like for us in terms of our coaching structure. But it's nice to know that you've got guys the calibre of James Kelly out there, and to consider at least.
Where do you think the heart will lie between Geelong and Essendon, James?
Oh, look, it's a hard question. I've always considered myself a Geelong person, but certainly I'll always have a soft spot for Essendon. I had a soft spot for Essendon before I got here. I was an Essendon fan as a kid, and I religiously went to Essendon games. So it's hard to, but I genuinely say I've got a foot in each camp.
John, just towards this week's game, how are you feeling after last Saturday night? That's pretty high this week against the Suns.
We're pretty excited about this week's game. We learned a lot from last week's game, and we've shared that with each other, and our aim is to implement some of those learnings this week and keep growing as a group. So we can't wait to get into it again.
Sweet.
Any further questions?
Thanks, everyone.
He's available for. Is he here? Is he here?
It's just over
Yeah,
there.
he's available. He's available for selection. I'm just going to watch the vision of training this morning and see how he went. See if he's ready to go, depending on how he pulls up from training. Yep.
Was there one last footy trip in your deal?
Yeah, I don't know. Having a baby in a week and a half, so it might be a bit tough to get that over the line. But we'll see how we go. Just don't tell me wife.
Heath Shaw said he was, best on ground at Mad Mondays, like 4 out of 13 years or something like that. How did you go down at Geelong?
13 straight.